centuries, humans have been growing alongside our botanical brethren. Our histories have mixed and mingled to bring us modern medical marvels, faded folklore, and everything in between. Of course, in order to understand the plant, we have to start with its roots. I'm M. Governor Gaddis, and this is Rooted. Hello, and welcome to my first ever bonus episode. I'm hoping to make these a monthly thing, where I either share some cursed content that didn't quite make a main episode, or I invite some people to come talk about plants with me for a while. I hope you enjoy this first little deep dive into Valentine's Day traditions as my gift to you. Whether you're listening to this on the day it comes out, or sometime in the future, I hope you do something to show yourself some love today, even if it's just taking a moment to think nice thoughts. You're doing really great things, and I'm so proud of you and just so grateful that you're here. Now that we have all of my mushy thoughts out of the way, let's dive into the wild and wacky traditions of Valentine's Day. Okay, for starters, let's take it back to the infamous tale of Saint Valentine. The exact details have been muddled over time, but the gist of the story is that a priest by the name of Valentine was exiled for standing up against the decree from an emperor that young men should not be allowed to marry. For his transgressions, he was sentenced to beheading, but while awaiting trial, he fell in love with the jailer's daughter, even going so far as to write her a note the day before his death, which he signed, "Love, your Valentine," which we still use to this day. While that origin story is all well and good, or I guess as good as it gets for a tale about gruesome beheadings, it blatantly glazes over the far more interesting Roman holiday that preceded it. See, the tale of Saint Valentine is quite tragic, but it was hardly news for a time where people were being beheaded left and right for the tiniest of reasons. A ruler could basically decide to have you put to death for breathing funny in those days. So it hardly seems tragic enough to have a whole holiday based around it. Instead, people think St. Valentine's Day may have just offered the Catholic Church a convenient in when it came to incorporating local pagan religions. In Rome, people used to celebrate a holiday called Lupercalia. It just so happened to fall on February 15th every year, and was a holiday centered around fertility, health, and purity. Every year, the townspeople would gather in the Luperal Cave, the Palatine Hall, or a place called the Forum, where there was a sanctuary dedicated to the goddess of breastfeeding. They would bring with them a wild fig tree, a goat, and a dog. The Lupercarii, or brothers of the wolf, would sacrifice both the goat and the dog, then collect their blood. It was said they did this because the goats were said to bring fertility and the dogs purity. They would then take the blood and dip thin pieces of animal hide into it. The young men of the town would streak around the streets of Rome butt naked, whipping women with the pelts in an effort to promote fertility and ease childbirth. I, for one, am very glad to not be an ancient Roman lady right now, and I'm sure you are too. If nothing else, that's something we can all choose to be grateful for. We're not Roman ladies being chased around by naked men who want to whip us with bloody hides. But how did we go from such gory origins to sending each other sappy notes and chocolates? Well, that's where Catholicism comes in. See, before capitalism could really pop off here, we needed to at least not associate the day we were supposed to send our sweethearts treats with murder and nearly naked gods in goatskin girdles. So, the Catholic Church got to work doing what they do best, taking traditions from other cultures and bending them into something just similar enough to get people on board. They leaned into all the amazing things St. Valentine did and his tragic love story. From there, it was really just a hop, skip, and a jump to today's traditions of gifting those we love with flowers, chocolates, stuffed animals, and words of affirmation. That's it for this week's bonus. Thanks for diving deep into this little bit of history with me. I know it's not the content you signed up for, but hopefully you learned some additional fun facts to share with your loved ones. If you liked this bonus episode, you should check out a show called Tea Time Oddities on YouTube. It's an amazing podcast fully dedicated to telling you all about stories like this one. I'll leave the link in the show notes if you're interested. If you liked this show, please consider subscribing and leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you listen. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at rooted.pod. We're on YouTube at rooted.podcast, and check out our website, rootedpod.com, for transcripts, updates, and so much more. Thanks for being here, and until next time, be kind to yourselves, be kind to the earth, and just like a plant, drink your water.